Okay, so here I am walking Izzy. Good girl, Izzy. Sit. Good, let's go. So you can see I don't have the leash on tight on her, but I am holding the leash position properly. The road right now is very quiet, so it's nice for this morning walk to have a nice quiet walk to kind of bond and strengthen our relationship as we work together and work through our little reactivity issues that she's been having. And then every once in a while along the walk, I'm going to interrupt her. So it's not about being paranoid about what's in the environment. It's about being aware and not letting your guard down. So if you happen to be walking with your daughter, I don't know if you have more than one kid, but if you happen to be walking with your daughter, it is making sure that you can handle both. And if you can't, then your daughter stays home or the dog stays home, because it's not worth being so distracted that you cannot handle the dog when it reacts. And a little bit of a distraction when you have a reactive dog is enough to cause some really big problems. So again, it's always setting the dog up for success versus failure. And along our walk, I'm going to interrupt her brain once in a while. She's not allowed to sniff, so I just gave her a little pop correction there. No sniffing and pulling. And every once in a while, I'm going to get her to sit. So I stop and I expect her to sit with me. If she wasn't to sit, I would put a little bit of leash pressure on, give her the touch of the e-collar and tell her to sit. Good girl, let's go. And it's just basically letting her know who's in charge of the walk. Who is walking who? Is she walking you or are you walking her? And obviously the equation should be you walking your dog, not the other way around. But it takes time to build that relationship, especially when there's old habits and she goes back home. So you're going to have to work a little bit extra hard because I'm not there with you. We're quite a distance apart from each other, but I will always be here for support. So you can always ask questions. You can always email me. You can always send me videos on Facebook Messenger and I can give you feedback. The whole point is I want my clients to be successful. It's not always about fixing the dog. It's about getting the dog to a manageable position where you can enjoy life with them, because unfortunately, just like people go to counseling. People sometimes go to counseling for years to deal with their own issues. We don't really know what kind of a start Izzy had. We don't know her breeding. She has a pretty bad underbite, so I'm assuming the breeding wasn't that good. And so there could also be a pretty heavy genetic component into her behavior. When dogs get to be sexually mature, they get more set in their ways. If they get away with things, it reinforces negative behavior even more. So as we walk along this morning, I'm going to do a couple other videos because I won't be able to send this to you if it gets too long. I'll send a few other videos and see if anything happens on our morning walk today. It's very quiet this morning, and I understand you guys live in the city, and we will be visiting the city no problem. But regardless of whether there's 10 cars going by or 3 cars going by, she has to learn to remain the same. The behavior has to transfer. The communication has to transfer. The timing has to be consistent. And it's not about panicking. It's about the relationship. It has to be based on respect. Once a dog respects you, they will listen to you. If a dog does not respect you, they will not listen to you. Just because a dog gets cuddles from you does not mean they respect you. Just because they seek out affection from you does not mean they respect you. Okay? This is the animal kingdom, the animal world, animal behavior. And so it's just understanding that a little bit better and understanding these are not fur babies. If you have a human baby, that is where your focus should be. With this animal, it's animal behavior and understanding that a little bit better. We're just going to go past the tree place right now. So you can just see that she's perked up. Leave it. Let's go. I'm not going to talk during this time just in case I have to handle her. Good. Good girl. Let's go. Carry on and ignore it. Let's go. Good girl. Very good. And I'm going to continue going because that was a nice positive experience instead of what I've had in the past. So we're going to keep going forward. Keep the energy moving forward. Dogs are really intuitive into energy, and it's important to note that. So I'm going to continue on my walk, and I'll send you other videos along our walk. Okay?